Welcome to everyone to this new Alfresco Tech Talk live. This is the 167th edition. And as usual, I'm going to start by reviewing some news. I will present later our speaker. And the first thing is just to review some news about the community. So these are like projects from the community and also projects from our laboratories that are relevant in the last month since we hosted the previous TTL. So the first one is the Spring AI model comparison. So as you know, Docker released on the last month the Docker model runner. So this Docker model runner is able to run locally LLMs. That is more or less the same feature provided by Olama in the previous experiments we did with that. So I was just creating a project to compare how this was performing and how hard it was to switch from Olama to Docker Model Runner. By now, Docker Model Runner is only available for Mac with Silicon chips, but in the next month, it will be available also for Windows. So you can take a look, but the first impression is that switching to Docker Model Runner should be the natural movement in the next month. Also, something that is relevant is that this Docker Model Runner is not running inside the Docker engine. So it's running natively in your computer. So the performance is as high as Olama. So it's more or less the same thing. So this is the conclusion of the project, right? So you can skip the project. In any case, we have also some other projects like this one from Saidon 75. That is a one-time password for two-factor authentication for Alfresco. You have the link. There is also an experiment to store the Alfresco embeddings with Quadrant. Remember that you can use Elasticsearch as a vector database or any other, but in this case, this one is providing the storage with Quadrant. Also from our College of Atoll CD, we have a new review for the Alfresco audit SIR. So this is a statistics add-on for Alfresco SIR, very popular. So there is a new version for this module. And there is also documentation and notes by our colleague Francesco Papini that was taken while they are just evolving the on-premise deployment of Alfresco in their with their customers and in their projects. That is also really a nice reading. Also, we had some contributions. So for the Alfresco Docker installer, the deployment for releases 6.x was broken, but our colleague Jerome Roteau provided, sorry for the pronunciation, provided the fix for that. So from now, that is again working. There was also some reports of the Alfresco mobile workspace, the later release 1.11 had an issue, so it was not able to connect by default. So we are working in that, but there was also people in Highland Connect and also Sergio from the Discord server just reporting this problem. So we are starting with the resolution of that. There was also a relevant vulnerability, this CB 2025-24813, that is a Tomcat vulnerability. There is no impact in Alfresco products, but again, thanks for reporting this. We will be providing the official statement, but you are safe. I mean, there is no problem with this specific vulnerability. And finally, two new blog posts related with this Docker model runner. Again, just trying to switch from one to another model and making some experiments with it. Also a new announcement. So finally, it's open. So community live in US for this year. It's open, so you can register in the conference. It will be happen in Las Vegas, August 25 to 28, and there is a new initiative from Highland that is a developer track. So the first thing, so you can just, we will be including more activities and more information with the time. But from now, you can see that there will be a hackathon and there will be on the training, specific training for developers. It will be also related with the concepts and products that Nabih is going to show us later. So it will be a training on something new and something that hasn't been exposed before. So just take a look because this year in Las Vegas, there will be also a place for Alfresco developers in the community live. And finally, just remember that everyone is welcome to the Alfresco community. Use the Highland Connect for your doubts. Join the Highland community as customers if you want to get the latest release notes and so on. We have also some events related to Alfresco and to some other products in the company. You can also join our Discord server, obviously, and just speak with us. And there is the two different projects, the Alfresco, that is the official repository for the Alfresco projects, and also the Alfresco Labs with some experiments that are not officially supported by Alfresco as company, but that you can also use. Also, if I miss something in my news and you want to be here in the next TTL, just contact with me and I will include also your updates in this. And with further ado, let's move to today's presentation. So it's the transfer your content into AI-ready data with the knowledge enrichment APIs. So my colleagues, Nabih Metri, that is product manager in Highland, is coming from document filters. So he has deep knowledge in transformation, right? In all these what in Alfresco is done by the transfer service and the transfer core AIO. There is a different product that is doc filters, and that is also used as base for this knowledge enrichment API. But better than me, Nabih will explain you how this works. So I just pass the ball to you, Nabih. So just please go ahead.
Thank you. Give me 1 second to get this started. All right. So, as Angel said, I'm Nabih. I am the product manager over Knowledge Enrichment along with document filters. So I'm really glad that you're all here today because we have some really exciting stuff to tell you about. We're going to talk about a challenge that touches nearly every organization today. How to take the massive amount of unstructured content you already have and turn that into something actionable, something intelligent. So our solution is called Knowledge Enrichment, and it's designed to make unstructured data not only searchable, but contextual, structured, and usable in other systems. So let's start with the big picture. So 80% of enterprise data is unstructured. So this includes emails, scanned documents, contracts, images, presentations, and so much more. And this data isn't all in one place. The average enterprise has 21 different content repositories. That's everything from on-prem SharePoint to cloud storage, content management systems, email archives, and a lot more. So even before we can do AI, we have to first ask, can we even find the data we need? Can we trust it? Can we take action on it? So let's talk about why that 80% stat is so painful. First, there's the increasing number of data sources. Your content lives in too many systems. That makes it hard for employees, let alone AI, to connect the dots. Then there's the lack of content structure. It's not just that the data is messy, it's that it lacks meaning. And lastly, there's the inability to take action. Fragmented, inconsistent data leads to poor decisions. Imagine a claims system that receives hundreds of PDF documents, but can't tell which ones are invoices, repair estimates, or photos. AI can't act on what it doesn't understand. That's the heart of the problem knowledge enrichment addresses: bad data. So I want to give you a real life example of how the quality of data can greatly impact the output of a system. So this is a recipe for a meringue cake. If anyone has followed the recipe before, you can tell that something just isn't right. The ingredients mention a secret ingredient. The instructions don't mention what temperature to set the oven to. It even mentions whipped cream, but didn't give directions for how to make it. This can only lead to disaster. So this broken cake is what happens to the output that an AI system will give if you use bad data. Please don't be that person that uses bad data. Now let's see what good data can do. Here we have again a recipe for a meringue cake, but this time it has a very detailed ingredient list and clear instructions that are detailed enough where they won't even fit on the screen. The amount of detail and context in this recipe is the key to a great outcome. Now this cake looks so much better than the last one. And with knowledge enrichment, it can help get your data in the state to create outcomes as delicious as this cake. So what even is knowledge enrichment? At its core, it's about transforming raw, unstructured content into structured, contextualized data, ready for use in AI and other systems. So this isn't just about better search or better tags. It's about making your content work like data, so it can be analyzed, automated, and trusted in your decision-making workflows. So knowledge enrichment is currently available in beta, and I'll later show you how you can get your hands on it for free. So knowledge enrichment is designed as a set of SaaS-based APIs, built specifically for those creating AI systems, intelligent workflows, and automation platforms. It's not tied to any other Highland product in the sense that we require you to use OnBase or Alfresco or Nexio or Perceptive. It can work with all of them. It can even work with anything else that you build, since it is just a set of APIs. So we've split this into two parts: data curation, which turns raw content into AI-ready structured data, and then context enrichment is then the piece that adds the surrounding meaning and contextual awareness so systems can make better decisions. So this is about making real world content usable by modern systems. So in the knowledge enrichment beta, we're offering both data curation and context enrichment capabilities. So everything here is available right now. So that includes support for over 600 different file formats, ranging from Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Excel, to Apple iWorks files, to PDFs, images, and even WordPerfect from the 90s. Oh, and I can't forget audio video transcription. And this support isn't powered by LLMs. It's primarily powered by Highland's own document filters, which provides best-in-class text extraction. It then will structure the extracted text of the source file into Markdown or JSON, so it can be used in your AI system, also powered by document filters. But that's not all for data curation. It provides the ability to normalize text. It has a chunking strategy to give contextual chunks, and even provides positional information around the content. Content enrichment then takes the next step. It surfaces metadata, relationships, and inferred meaning that's critical for AI systems. And these are just the beta features. We're going to continue improving these features to give more tailored results and provide additional functionality so you can take even more precise actions with your data. Now let's take a look at what knowledge enrichment can actually do. So here we have a repair estimate for a damaged roof of a house. You can see that it has different sections. It has headings, paragraphs, things are bolded, and you even have a table. Using data curation, we're able to extract the content of that file, convert it to Markdown, all while keeping the structure of the document. Or how I've heard it said by the great Ben Truscott, we're keeping the author's intent. We're not converting the source file. We're not using OCR or AI models to extract content from the text-based document. We're pulling the content straight from the file, including the table information, using Highland document filters. Now you all may be asking, okay, Nabih, I mean, that's cool, but does this actually change the output that I'll get? Let's take a look and find out. So I can be a slacker sometimes, and this was one of those moments, which is why this is not a live demo. So I apologize for that. But you can get a trial of knowledge discovery if you want to try this out for yourself. So I borrowed this recording from the Highland Knowledge Discovery product manager at TylerCon. Knowledge Discovery is Highland's chat agent that lets you ask questions and get answers about your content. But what you'll see here is a comparison of the output you get from Knowledge Discovery using two different data preparation pipelines. The first will be an industry standard, and the second will be Highland's own data curation. So we'll start out by asking a question that we want to know the answer to. So you can see that the system wasn't really able to provide an answer. So we'll switch to use data curation and see what we get as that result. Now that's a huge difference. Using an industry standard solution wasn't able to provide meaningful information, but a simple switch to using data curation to provide the system with good data completely changed the result. And the documents that were used to get this answer are shown here in Knowledge Discovery, and we see that they are PDFs. So it's the cake situation all over again. Now let's see what context enrichment can do. So we have that same roof repair estimate we saw before, but this time we're not only structuring the content, we want to learn more about it. So traditional metadata can be extracted like the document type, company name, and total estimate, but the key to context enrichment is being able to generate enriched metadata. So we can determine things that aren't directly in the document, but we can infer about the content. We can learn more about the property and infer that this estimate is for a residential home. Or we can learn more about the damage and infer that there's significant damage to the roof, potentially from a recent storm. So this level of context can be vital to a workflow or even part of an AI system. And typically when there's a roof repair estimate, there are pictures as well. So context enrichment can do its magic on images too. It can analyze the image and tell you more information. Sometimes even things that a person wouldn't notice. So in this case, it can give the location of the damage, how severe the damage is, what kind of damage there is, and even a potential cause of the damage. Now again, this on its own is great. It can help ensure that data is consistent, accurate, and even just made available to the user. But why would we stop here? Why are we looking at each document individually? So we have great data now using knowledge enrichment. We were able to structure it. We were able to structure an unstructured document and generate insights about it. We were able to infer new information from an image and created enriched metadata. Now let's take the next step. Let's actually take action on the output that knowledge enrichment was able to provide. Using knowledge enrichment, we can create a fraud detection AI agent that correlates the output from the roof repair estimate with the damage shown in the image to indicate if there is suspected fraud. Now, this agent piece isn't available from Highland yet, but it will be soon. But that doesn't stop you from just using knowledge enrichment to build your own agent. Because as long as we can get you good, structured, and rich data, the sky's the limit. Now, after all that talking about knowledge enrichment, what it can do and what it can lead to, it's only fair to ask the question, what makes it different? So knowledge enrichment combines precision extraction with spatial context to create smarter, trusted AI pipelines. First, we start with extraction quality, powered not by LLMs, but by Highland document filters. So this is an important distinction. While LLMs can be impressive, they're not designed for high fidelity content extraction. We are. Our technology performs clean, precise extraction across over 600 different file formats. It's not just about grabbing text. It captures tables, formatting, structure, layout, even positioning, all while being lightweight. Which brings me to the next point: structure and position are preserved. We don't give you a blob of text and ask you to figure it out. If a table exists in the document, it comes out as a table. Headers stay headers. Lists stay lists. Sections are recognized. That means your outputs are ready to use right out of the box. There's no need for extra cleaning, formatting, or post-processing. That's a huge time saver, and it reduces downstream errors in AI pipelines. And finally, positional intelligence is embedded directly into the output. Whether you're working with JSON or Markdown, our outputs include context about where each element was located on the page. I don't know if I've ever seen that with any other Markdown output. So this enables layout-aware AI workflows. You can do table to schema mapping. You can associate text with its visual groupings on the page. You can build agents that don't just read documents, but visually understand them. That's why this isn't just another enrichment tool. It's a foundation for smarter, more reliable AI systems that understands not just what the content says, but how it's structured, where it belongs, and why it matters. As I've said before, we're currently in beta and welcoming new users to join. So it's a great time to test the APIs, help us shape the roadmap, and see how knowledge enrichment can help you get more from your unstructured content. So you can scan the QR code or click the link when the slides are made available. I've also included a link to the API documentation so you can get an idea for what's provided prior to joining beta. So as I wrap up, and for you, for my voice, here are 5 questions to think about. Have you identified which business processes rely on unstructured or semi-structured data? Can you list the specific decisions or actions that would benefit from enriched, contextualized data? Do you know where your most valuable data lives and in what formats and systems? Have you assessed the quality, completeness, and context of your data before it reaches downstream AI systems? Has your team agreed on how you'll measure the impact of cleaner, more structured knowledge on business outcomes or AI performance? So these are great starting points to explore if knowledge enrichment is a fit for your organization. So thank you again for your time and attention today. I hope this has sparked some ideas about what's possible when we treat unstructured content not as a problem, but as an untapped asset. So we'd love to talk more, hear about your use cases, and get your feedback in helping us shape knowledge enrichment and our other offerings. And with that, I will now pass it off to Anha.
Okay, so thanks for the presentation. I don't know if you have any questions from the attendees, but I have some questions as an Alfresco user, right? So, okay, so you were talking about this knowledge enrichment API. So I guess that as a developer, there should be some API I can use in order to send my documents to the CIC. So can you explain more how that works from an Alfresco developer point of view?
Yes, so as an Alfresco developer or any developer in general, the way that using knowledge enrichment would work is we have a set of SaaS-based APIs. So they are, at the moment, currently, it is AWS instance that is hosted within the US. Now we're looking to expand that for other cases, but that's how it is right now. So you would call our API, you would pass it the document, image, whatever file that you want to pass to knowledge enrichment, and then you would indicate what action you want to take. So if you want just a markdown output of the file, you tell us that, and we'll give that right back to you in Markdown. If you want us to chunk your document based off of that Markdown, we'll do that too. If you want embeddings, you can do that. If you want us to generate new metadata, it is the same process. You just feed us that document, and we feed you the output that you want, and you can use that output wherever you want and however you want.
And that's great to know. So just let me re-elaborate, right? So this is an individual service with the goal of providing information in relation with your documents. So I mean, I can pass the documents to knowledge enrichment, and then I can get back the information extracted from the document, the markdown, the whatever, all the information that is extracted from the document, and then I can create my own on-premise AI vector database, whatever system, right? So
yes,
this is
exactly
right. But this is also a part of the CIC. So if I'm using the CIC, then I also get this.
Yes.
Okay.
That is a great point. So the other CIC products we have will be using, or even currently use, knowledge enrichment on the back end. So if you're using, for example, knowledge discovery, it's using knowledge enrichment to do its data curation, to do its context enrichment. So you don't need knowledge enrichment if you are using one of these other products, if you just want those other products. But if you're looking to build something with what knowledge enrichment can provide, then knowledge enrichment is what you're looking for.
Okay, so we have also, I will make some more questions later, but we have a question from Abinat, that is a common suspect in the in the community. Can you talk about the data privacy regulation and compliance?
Yes.
Okay.
So we are not currently compliant with those frameworks at the moment, but that is something we are working towards. Each CIC product will have its own journey for how it gets there. Knowledge enrichment will be a easier step because we are not storing your data unless you want us to. So we have our own data lake, if you want to utilize that, we can store your embeddings in there, but that's not required. So you could just use knowledge enrichment as a pass-through to just process your data, and we don't store anything. But at the moment, we're not officially GDPR or DORA compliant, but that is something we are working towards.
Okay, because I guess that this is not a question for you, but as we have Hein with us, there is some plan, some roadmap in order to run this part, this module, this service on premise at some point on a private cloud or something like that. Hello, Hein.
Hello. So yes, we are currently thinking of how could we provide a connector similar to the Elasticsearch connector or even the connector for knowledge discovery that allows Alfresco to automatically call knowledge enrichment and get the data back and put that data as metadata on the document. So that would take away all of the software development that is needed to to call, because knowledge enrichment is a set of APIs. Today you have to do the coding yourself. So if we have something like a connector, that automatically, based on, I don't know, an aspect is set, and that triggers a call to knowledge enrichment, and the metadata comes back and is placed to another metadata field for the document. That something like that would take away the requirement to code it yourself, and then the metadata is, or the new data is in Alfresco and available there.
Okay, so this should be like the first step. So when we are compliant with all this kind of regulation, then we will be able to use that from Alfresco and use that as a real service. So just to transfer my information. But how about the next step? How about someone just trying to run the full knowledge enrichment service on premise? Is that an option or not?
So I think we are exploring that, ways to do hybrid deployments with more and more components from knowledge enrichment on premise. But that is, those are still partially baked ideas. It's still early days. Knowledge enrichment is available in beta. It's not even officially released yet. So certainly we're open. We're open to discussions with people who have opinions or ideas. Please reach out. But yes, those we're thinking towards that direction. Yes.
No, that's perfectly fine. I mean, it's just to express that we are thinking on all these options, that they are considered. They are not yet on an official roadmap, but we know that these requirements can be done in the future. But also we need to think that we are using a lot of resources together with doc filters in order to produce high quality transformation processes, right? So if you want to replicate this, then you need to first pay a lot of money because you need a lot of resources, and then high complexity in terms of deployment and this kind of stuff, right? But
yes,
it's fine. So let's take another question from, I don't know if that is already replied. So can you Nabih reply this for the recording? This one from
Yes,
Rodrigo.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So the question was, does knowledge enrichment provide the capability to bring your own model? And at the moment, it does not, but it will soon. So that is something that we know that is very needed by a lot of people. We currently use foundational LLMs to do any model work that we have to do, but we know that isn't always the best case. So either for regulatory reasons you want to use your own, or it just may not give the best result. So we're looking to provide the ability for you to bring your own models, to choose what model you want to use. So if you have your own credentials to say OpenAI, you'll be able to use those. Or we even want to be able to just use different models, like a small language model, maybe one that is specific for your use case. So if you're insurance, maybe a model that is good for insurance that can provide better results using that. And then I believe the next question was around pricing. So yes, pricing is available. It is available by request since we're still refining it, but it is primarily usage-based and definitely open for feedback. This is one of the first products that we are providing like this. So we're pricing it in the way that we believe is best. But if you don't believe that is best, we want to know that, because we want to provide something that is valuable for you.
Okay, perfect. So there is a new question. So does I don't know, to be honest. So does the CIC IDP use KE? I don't know
Knowledge enrichment.
Okay, knowledge enrichment. Okay, you are now just using acronyms. That's great. Okay, please go ahead.
Yeah, so we are actually working with the IDP team to switch it over to use knowledge enrichment and to expand its capabilities.
Okay, perfect. So great. I don't know if there is any other. There is a new one. Does it support multilingual documents? I guess that the answer is yes.
Yes. So any type of document, regardless of format or language, is supported. So we don't discriminate. Any kind of language you want the document to be in, we'll be able to work with.
Okay, perfect. That makes sense. Which model is used now? With LLM, I guess that is the one used right now.
So we are currently exposing a few different models for different use cases. So it just depends on what functionality you're looking to use. But they are all foundational LLMs at the moment.
And as I guess that they are all big LLMs, right?
Yes.
Okay, so state of the art LLMs, depending on if you want just visual encoding or not, then we need to choose between one or the other. Okay, I don't know if there is more question. Okay, would this be an additional cost?
It would not. So this is baked into knowledge discovery. So like when you're buying, for example, if you're buying a car, you're not paying for a seat in the car, you're paying for the car. That's kind of how knowledge discovery is being approached. You're paying for knowledge discovery, and it just happens to use knowledge enrichment on the back end to help power it.
Okay, great. So the answer is no. So I don't know if there is more questions. So my final thought should be that this is really a key service in every document repository. So if you are able to get the most of your documents, then you will get the most of your AI services. But in any case, Rodrigo is again asking about OCR. So OCR requires to be exact and images in good quality.
So when we need to OCR a document, it is because it's an image-based text document. You can use any kind of document, good quality or not. With the good quality, you will get better results. And then we are looking to even improve our current OCR offering. So we're using a popular OCR service at the moment. We're looking to just see what can we do better to get better results out of bad data.
And also we have Highland. has also some other products to perform this OCR with like the best quality in the market. So if that is not enough, then you can even just make some pre-processing round before sending the information to knowledge discovery. So again, I don't know, Nabih, if you want just to say something else, a closing remark, but it looks like they are happy with it.
Yeah, so definitely check out the API documentation. It's in the slides, and I put a link in the chat as well. That'll give you an idea for how you can start using the API if you decide to be a beta customer. If you're looking for other CI/CD products, knowledge enrichment will be used on the back end, so you don't even need to worry about it at that point. But if you want to build those mind-blowing AI applications, if you want to build your own AI agents, knowledge enrichment is going to be key.
Yeah, of course. So this will increase in one click the quality of your results with AI. So it was really amazing to have you both today. We will be just publishing the recording, and you can connect with us for any further questions via this Connect blog post. We hope to see you in Las Vegas next August, because we will have news also about this knowledge enrichment module. So thank you to everyone. Till the next time. Okay. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thanks, Hein.